Hello everyone, MFPallytime here. Welcome back to Diablo 3. We've been grinding away since the last video. In fact, I think I've been playing almost 12 hours with time to, breaks to eat and to edit the videos that we've already recorded. But other than that, we've been trucking along, dude. Now, we're not at a breakneck pace as far as getting Paragon levels or anything like that. As you guys know, I'm new to Necromancer. We were talking about that a couple videos ago. So we've been trying out some various things along the way. I've taken a look at some guides, but I'm also trying to test things out myself just to get a better idea of how the class plays. We're still using the 6-piece Tragul's set. This is giving us a ton of extra damage on any of our abilities that spend life. For instance, our Death Nova. In the cube, we have a new addition of the Ingium, which is reducing our cooldowns by quite a lot whenever we kill an elite pack. We're still using the Scythe of the Cycle, which we got in the last video, and the Blood-Tide Blade, which we got in the first video. These are still very much a part of what we're doing here today. I kept my word, and because I leeched off of some bounties that I probably shouldn't have, I went back and cleared, I think, 2 or 3 that I didn't really need, but we did get the Avarice Band, so I guess I could use that, so we did benefit from it in some way. This is mainly for speed farming. The Avarice Band allows you to pick up stuff significantly easier, so progress globes, health globes, things like that, you just don't have to stop and wiggle around for them and pick them up. So in the last video, we were talking all about the Sage's set and how we were using those Death's Breath to farm up pieces of gear. Since then, I've been spending these Death Breath like crazy, reforging items, and we did manage to pick up the Tragul's Corroded Fang. This is a one-hand scythe, and it has an effect on it. The Cursed Scythe rune of Grim Scythe now has a 100% chance to apply a curse. Didn't sound too great to me, but if you continue reading, you deal 194 increased damage to cursed enemies. To go along with that, we have swapped in Frailty with the Aura Frailty, so we don't actually have to cast it. We put that on our left click, which actually makes moving around a lot better too, which is a complaint that I had in the last video. I kept stopping to attack when I wasn't intending to. Significant improvement there. We're also using Devour, we're using Blood Rush, and Death Nova to deal lots of damage, and Bone Armor. I'm thinking about swapping out Bone Armor to the limited immunity, but it just seems the cooldown's so long. I don't know if it would be worth it. So that's our setup. I still don't know what to do with this last slot. I did try to use the set here, the Jaseth set. It seemed okay. I didn't feel like I was getting a ton of value out of it. It allows your command skeletons to do a lot of damage. Those are these guys that are following me around here. I ended up opting to not use that shield, and instead I picked up a Storm Shield. Fun fact about the Storm Shield, highest block chance in the game if it rolls well, and it gave us quite a lot of survivability. We went from about 12 million toughness up to just under 21 million here. We can go a little bit higher if we want, and our damage is starting to be okay as well. Got my first fully crafted gem in our weapon, and I just wanted to show you the progress of what we were able to do today. I think we're about 24 hours after I started playing into this season, so this is all the progress I've been able to do in one day, and it's been pretty good. I have been smashing out some greater rifts. This equipment that we're wearing right here is our Greater Rift Smashing version, and we also have a Sage's set version for farming for those Death Breath that we were talking about in the last video. So, without any further ado, this is what we can do now. I got to turn the game volume back up. I was watching a documentary about trains. I don't really have any interest in trains, but that's where Diablo has taken me today. So you may remember in our video where we were doing the speed farming, I was a little too squishy to do Torment 10. I was a little too squishy to do Torment 9, but at least on Torment 9 we could kill stuff pretty quickly. We should be able to plow right through this. Now, we are using the movement speed boots that we were using before. That's a new addition to our setup here. I've also I want to show you just how prominent the cooldown reduction from Ingium is. We are like a bat out of hell when we start getting kills on these elite packs. It allows us to completely maneuver across screens. Wow, what a rift to actually show this off. Look at that, dude. We can completely maneuver across screens as if it takes no effort whatsoever. Now, that cooldown reduction does go away after a time. You can see all my buffs just above my action bar, just in case you aren't too familiar with the UI of Diablo. But you can see my buffs up there, and when we have the symbol for the Ingium, we just have ridiculous movement speed, and the ability to traverse areas is just fantastic. Now, this actually made our speed build for farming those Death Breath even better. In Greater Rifts, there is no Death Breath to farm, of course. Those only come outside of these in the normal rifts. We're still using the Nemesis Bracers so we can spawn elite packs whenever we feel the need to. But we're pretty much in a constant state of teleportation in between killing off those elite packs. Now, you could argue that it would be better for us to stop and get some progress on these guys as we're going through, but in a lot of cases that's just not necessary. We're able to keep moving with buffs in place significantly easier. I'm sorry if you've noticed the volume changing throughout these episodes, by the way. I can't quite nail it down. Diablo's a very loud game. But as you can see, Torment 9 is super duper easy for us to push through now, which I'm very happy with. Ideally, you know, our goal is to be able to do this on tier 16, Torment 16. We're not quite there yet, obviously. If we could speed run some level 80 greater whiffs, of course, I would be pretty happy. I do want to mention one thing that we're working on, though, because it's important to always have goals in games like this. It's definitely what keeps me motivated, and I want to make sure that you guys have a reason to check back and see how our progress is doing as well. Look at that boss kill. Not too shabby at all. Not too shabby at all. So we have been successfully leveling up the Legacy of the Dreams. This used to be a ring set bonus, as I mentioned before, and it allows you to wear legendaries and ancient items without set pieces and still scale your character up very considerably. So a little bit more like, it's a little more akin to, I mean, not exactly, but like Path of Exile gearing, where you're not looking for sets to become powerful, you're looking for key pieces that augment your build in certain ways. Maybe a little bit of a stretch there, but definitely a different way of approaching the gearing process. So that's ready to go. If we ever want to try something with it, it's sitting there, it's good to go. I am in the process of leveling up my other gems too. We do have the Bane of the Powerful sitting at level 25, obviously getting both bonuses from that. So gain 20% increased damage for 55 seconds, more than enough time. We don't need anything more than that because you could see how fast we're speeding through this content to level up these gems so far. And we also have the Bane of the Trapped. The other effect, by the way, she kind of disappeared and ruined it. Gain 15% damage versus elites and take 15% reduced damage from elites. That stacks with the 20% that comes with it by default. So that's 35% damage increase to elites. Oh, I was trying out the Fern. This is pretty much everything I've looted today. I guess that's not entirely true. I've melted some stuff, but I was trying out the Furnace to see if that damage modifier would be worth it running around in those in those greater rifts. It just wasn't enough. The percent scaling on this curse effect is by far better. So I tried it out once and then we swapped back over to this. I am excited about trying out a mage build. We haven't shown too much of that off yet, but I did manage to pick up a Tasker and Theo. It increases the attack speed of your pets by 50%. So if we are able to spawn some mages, they are going to be able to do quite a lot of casting. What's really holding us back at the moment is our selection of rings. It is pretty limited. Of course, for speed farming, what we have right now is very good, the Avarice Band and the Ring of Royal Grandeur. But if we're going to pursue some progression on these greater rifts, like push for the leaderboards, we're definitely going to need some other rings, and I just haven't found those yet. So what we could do is simply use our go back to farming Death Breath, pump all that Death Breath into rings, and try to get something good. In fact, right now I could try to upgrade, what is it, seven rings? 6? I don't know, dude. I don't know math. It's probably 6. We could do that if we want. I'm just leveling. I'm trying not to worry about it too much. We're still getting new pieces of gear, as you can just see. I have just unlocked a few new appearances. So all in all, the progression has been pretty good. I wanted to see if we could push a 10. Oh, it won't even let me. Really? 2-minute clears on a 40 and you won't even let me try a 40? Hold on. You gotta do everything once to fucking... I could do it, dude. I could do it. Hold on. There's no elites here. Oh yeah, dude, if this was any indication, we're absolutely gonna be able to smash it. We're going to be able to smash it, no problem. We're still at the point where we're still getting our gems dropping from these things. We have not even collected all of these yet, although I think we're getting close. So we're still in the very early stages of our Greater Rift career. My goal for the season is to beat a 110. Is that outlandish? What did I do on my Barbarian a few years ago? I should probably check. I said years, I meant seasons. Was it, oh no, was it just a 90? Oh no. Okay, so we'll readjust. Let's say I want to pass a 100. That's our goal. We want to beat a 100. Whether or not that's with friends, whether or not it's not, that's my goal for the season. That's something I'm striving to accomplish. Now, last time we tried Torment 10, it was in a normal rift, but this is the same. We were very, very squishy. Since then, I've re-rolled a lot of defense onto our gear, actually, which feels really weird to do, but hey, it's what we're doing. We've picked up a little bit of crit here and there. We've also put on these resist all gems inside of our gear, inside of our sockets, and we have a life percent. Wow, we get a ton of life from that. We got a life percent gem in our helmet. Previously, we were sitting in the mid 300,000 HP, so it's definitely gone up since then. Let me sort out my inventory, and then we will give this a try. I imagine we'll still be able to speed right through it. It is progression, but it's progression to the point where we're still able to use our speed set and just knock it out, I think. One thing to note is we just got the Enforcer, so this will go along with our Tasker and Theo for increasing the damage of our pets if we decide to level this up. Which we're probably gonna level it up. Pets seem pretty important to a Necromancer. All right. So it's very important that we keep our bone armor up all the time. We get huge damage modifiers if we are able to maintain it. That's our number 3 key, just in case you aren't familiar. Elite pack going down, no problem. The weapon that we equipped has been such a huge damage increase in conjunction with that AoE curse that's around our character. We've just been able to completely demolish everything in our path. Fantastic density here, though. Some shielding enemies with the fire chains. No big deal at all. Let's try to find another pack while we still have our cooldown reduction. Not that we really need it. That was actually a lot of density there. Probably would have been better off killing. But now I'm already committed. We do get a power pylon to increase our damage even more. So I'm just going to try to teleport on top of things and finish him off. Dude, we're completely knocking it out of the park. This is no big deal at all. This is actually quite a good amount of progress to make in just a few hours since we recorded that last video. Very, very happy with this. Oh, we got a speed pylon. Dude, I don't know if I can even move any faster than what I've already been doing. That's 2 elite packs down since we went through the door and another one being taken down here. The progress orbs are just going to start flowing in. I'm going to teleport down it. You know, honestly, at this point, it might be faster to run. With the speed pylon and the movement speed increase from our boots, I actually think we have more downtime waiting on the animation of the teleport, which is so weird, dude. Dude, absolutely demolished. Absolutely demolished. I think based on what I'm seeing here, we can probably push up to a T12. I mean, the boss is really going to be the main thing. Yeah, he's taken more hits than anything else we've encountered. Even had to potion there as we were starting to take some damage. Not too sure how I'm really gonna help our survivability more than what I've already done so far today. Really not sure. I suppose we could get rid of squirts, but I don't know if I want to. So as far as what we're leveling, boom, Bane of the Trapped is complete. What would help us out with this build that we're running right now? We're doing very close damage. Maybe. Do we want to try Wreath of Lightning and run even faster? I don't know if I can stand it, dude. I don't know if I can stand it. It's something to work towards. We could certainly try it. I know that... actually, for this style of build, I don't really know what our other option would be. I don't really know. I'm not too sure how far Poison Nova, or excuse me, Death Nova is really going to be able to take me past this point. We've been doing well so far, but I'm getting the feeling like I'm kind of getting a lot out of the Tragoul set so far, and I think we're going to have to swap something up to be a little bit more effective. I am still, excuse me, I'm rolling for the wrong thing. I am still rolling for gloves, hoping to get a ancient Tasker in Theo. I want to start trying to acquire as many ancient pieces as I can for when we do the Legacy of Dreams gym, if we decide to do that sometime soon, which I think we're kind of leaning towards at the moment. So that's what I'm gambling for. We left some blood shards back in the thing that we can go pick up. All in all, super duper happy with our progress so far. As I mentioned in that first video, I didn't really know if I was even enjoying Necromancer even a little bit, and as I've played more and more and more today, I'm really starting to enjoy it. I mean, this is basically a dashing strike on dashing strike, right, from Monk on steroids, dude. The movement speed after it's ridiculous. Look at him. He just keeps going. How long does it last? I've been way over teleporting if that's our movement speed. If we can get another 25% movement speed on top of that, that'd be ridiculous. Now, of course, we previously had movement speed on our boots. Did I adjust my paragons? Oh, it could have been even better. It could have been even better. So that's what I've been working on. I'm going to knock out some more greater rifts today. I'm not imagining too much is going to change today. Or maybe even tomorrow. We might knock this out for another day, but looking forward to the future. I want to try out the Legacy of Dreams. I want to try out some mage stuff, and I want to look into some other combinations that maybe you guys suggest. So thank you guys for watching. Sincerely hope you've been enjoying the Diablo content. I've had such a blast playing today. I'll see you guys again very soon. Okay, bye.